Hello, I'm Jello Apocalypse, and this is the auditions for the Cucumber Quest fan dub. Cucumber Quest is a webcomic by GGDG, also known as Hi, I'm Daisy of the Persona 4 comic fame. And regardless of whether or not you plan to try out, I definitely recommend reading through Cucumber Quest because it's really well drawn and it's really funny. Cucumber Quest is a fantasy webcomic with a lot of video game elements to it. It takes place in Dreamside, a land populated by bunny people, and follows a pair of siblings, Cucumber and Almond. The evil Queen Cordelia has just resurrected the Nightmare Knight and his 7 Disaster Masters, and Cucumber, a young boy interested in learning magic, gets shoehorned into becoming Dreamside's hero by his jerk-faced father and the incompetent Dream Oracle, even though Almond is much more cut out for the job. Hilarity ensues. A few rules for auditioning. Mic quality. Your mic should be at least as good as the one I've got, or somewhere around there. I'm using a blue snowball mic. It's about $100, and they're not the best quality mics out there, but they're pretty solid. Your recording shouldn't have any popping in the background, no fizzling, and nothing you'd hear at a fast-food drive-thru window going on.
If you sound like this, then I'm not even looking over your audition.
Make sure you're not recording too close to the mic or too far away, and try not to have any background noise. I'm not going to immediately throw out your audition or anything if I hear your mom or your dog or something in the background, but it makes your audition look pretty unprofessional, and it'll really hurt your chance of getting a role. If you have a mic, but you don't have recording software, download Audacity. It's free and it's pretty easy to use. 2. Acting. Obviously, you have to be a good actor. It doesn't matter how nice your voice sounds, if there's no spirit behind it, you're not getting the role. The biggest tip I can give you is to have fun with the role you audition for. Pick a character you like and pick a character you'll have fun voicing. It's a comedy. If you enjoy voicing the character, then good voice acting is likely to follow. 3. Auditioning. You can audition for as many parts as you like, and the same actor can get more than one role. But for the most part, I'm going to try to cast as many actors as I can. As for gender roles, Cucumber can be voiced by a girl. Other than him, Cosmo, and maybe Bacon, all the other characters should be voiced by their respective genders. So if a girl sends in an audition for Sir Tomato, I'm not going to consider it for obvious reasons. Also, if you've got a buddy who likes to voice act, feel free to do a joint audition where each of you voices one character. This should be especially helpful for those of you going for Cucumber. He has some great back and forth moments with Almond and Nautilus. 4. Submissions and contact. After you've finished recording, send an MP3 or MP4 file of your audition to fulltimeburden@gmail.com. You can also upload your audition to YouTube, SoundCloud, Tindeck, or any similar file sharing site and send me a link with your contact information. Make sure to send me a contact that you still check frequently, like your primary email address or a Skype contact. If you send me a link to your YouTube channel from 2006, I might not be able to get back to you, and I'd have to give the part to somebody else. And that would be sad. This last one isn't a rule so much as a tip. Before you audition, read through the comic. It's a quick read, it's a fun read, and you'll better understand the pacing and comedy style I'll be looking for in auditions, so you'll have a much better chance of making the cast. All of the lines and other audition materials for each character can be found in their respective links in the description. It's down there, they're marked. You should be able to find the characters you're looking for. And without wasting any more of your time than I already have, the characters. Keep in mind that only the prologue, Chapter 0, and Chapter 1 are done so far, so some characters may change in importance over time. I'll be listing some character traits, but if you're sick of my voice, then just mute me and read GGDG's character descriptions instead. Main characters. Cucumber, the hero, I think. Cucumber is a young boy who got gypped out of going to magic school and dragged onto an adventure that he never wanted. He's often the only rational person in the room and frequently points out logical fallacies. Make sure to be good at questioning and saying flat whats. He does that a lot. Can be voiced by either a male or a female. Almond, Cucumber's spunky sister. Almond has always wanted to go on an adventure and does her part to see that she gets one. She's a sword fighting expert and would make a much better hero than Cucumber would. She's easily annoyed and has a quick temper, and she hates getting the little sister treatment. Her voice should be very young, spunky, and excited. Nautilus, the princess of the Ripple Kingdom. Nautilus's family has held the sacred duty of helping the heroes for generations, and she's a bit of a fanatic when it comes to legends and ancient history. She joins Cucumber's adventure in Chapter 1, so she doesn't show up until a little bit later in the story. She frequently forgets basic knowledge of the hero's quest. Nautilus often gets distracted by unimportant things like limbo competitions. She's normally very cordial and sweet, but she can quickly get passionate or angry about certain subjects. Sir Carrot, a knight of Cake Castle who was kicked out when Cordelia took over. He joins Cucumber and Almond on their quest in the prologue so he can free his beloved Princess Parfait. He's a bit of a coward, but a genuinely nice guy at heart. Carrot speaks in a very formal and respectful voice. He often says things along the lines of "Zounds and you fiends!" You know the type. The Dream Oracle, an oracle who is not very good at her job. She selects Cucumber for his quest and then immediately gives his magic sword to the wrong person by mistake. She tries to be prophetic, but often fails and quickly gets annoyed when Cucumber mentions how stupid some of the things she says are. The oracle often ignores Cucumber's problems and never goes beyond her role as oracle to help the heroes out. Cordelia, the villain of our story. Cordelia is the evil queen who took over the Donut Kingdom. She's a mysterious woman with cat ears instead of bunny ears. She puts on a typical evil queen front, but sometimes she shows a more girlish side, mostly condescending to her minions. Be sure to have a good evil laugh if you're going for this role. Peridot, Cordelia's #1 minion. She's a young, immature witch with a quick temper and a knack for taunting her victims. Her specialty is turning her enemies into solid Peridot statues. She's got a rivalry going on with Almond. She's childish, the kind of person that would go neener 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 if they managed to get the best of you. Nightmare Knight, the ancient evil from 500,000 years ago and one of the main antagonists. She'd have a deep, frightening, stoic voice, arguably the only serious character in the entire comic. There'll be some scary effects altering his voice. I'd be fine with hearing your unaffected voice in an audition, but you're free to go the extra mile and add some voice filters if you want. Less work for me. Supporting cast. Bagel, Cucumber and Almond's loving mother. She's a little distant, but genuinely loves her children. She doesn't really seem to notice Cucumber's reluctance when sending him off on his quest, and she ignores Almond's pleas to adventure instead. Cabbage, Cucumber and Almond's father. Described as a huge jerk face. He mocks Cucumber and sends him off on his quest, whether he wants to or not. Cabbage refuses to listen to reason. He's a large ham that likes monologuing about a hero's duties. He does not know his own son's age and constantly mocks him. Have as much fun as you can with this role. Tomato, the gruff and manly leader of the BLT trio. Kind of a jerk. He has an unrequited crush on Princess Parfait and often beats up Bacon for being an idiot. Tomato tries to kill both Cucumber and Almond, so he's the kind of guy who would hurt a child and try to look cool while doing it. He's not a nice guy. More of a wimp than he lets on. Lettuce. She talks in, like, a Valley Girl accent, and, like, oh my god, totally has a crush on Sir Tomato. Be, like, really annoying if you voice her. Bacon, the third member of the BLT. Not smart, not good at fighting, meek and silly. Everyone thinks he's a failure. Be sure to do some snorts and grunts. He's sort of piggish looking. Can be voiced by either a male or female. Saturday, the globe-trotting thief with a wild southern accent. Speaks in southernisms. Have as much fun as you can with this role. Likely to be a lot more important down the line. Parfait, the princess of the Donut Kingdom, who is currently locked up in her room. She cares deeply for her kingdom and is in love with Sir Carrot, but despises Sir Tomato. She has a French accent. Do not imitate my French accent. It is not very good. Baguette and Tartelette, two sisters who are bakers in Cake Town. Cucumber destroys their cake by accident, so they temporarily join up with them on their quest so they can get more sugar from the gumdrop forest. Baguette is more brash and calls people man, while Tartelette is sweeter and calls people hun. Grizzly Gum, the guardian of the gumdrop forest, speaks with a heavy lisp. He's also very old. Seems ferocious at first, but he wouldn't hurt a fly. Chardonnay, the Oracle's little assistant. Chardonnay shows up midway through Chapter 1 to help out Cucumber and Nautilus. She has a very tiny, fairy-like voice and quickly gets upset if she messes up. Cosmo, a mysterious inventor who seems a bit suspicious. Only makes a brief appearance, but he's likely to be more important down the line. Splashmaster, the first disaster master and the villain of Chapter 1. Splashmaster is a big dumb squid who tries his best, but things never quite seem to work out for him. He likes smashing tiny bunny mans and wearing crowns. The audition window will close on February 15th, so make sure you get your submissions into me by then. After the audition time is over, I'll go through the submissions and post the official cast list within a week, and then we can get recording. Thanks for watching, and be sure to share this video with anyone you think might be interested. Good luck!